one.
Hey y'all, it's Shannon, and today I promised y'all I would show you how we make homemade biscuits. And we kind of cheat a little bit because a few years ago I found this wonderful stuff called Southern Biscuit Formula L. This is everything you need to make a biscuit, along with the buttermilk. You can find this at Ingles, Publix, or Walmart. And trust me, you'll want to start using this. It has the self-rising flour and the lard shortening already in it. All you have to do is add your buttermilk. But I'd still use my lard to grease my pan. And some people don't grease their pans, but I always did, because this lard on my iron skillet makes the bottom have such a beautiful brown flaky crust. So you put your lard all in here with a paper towel and you put it to side. So the first thing you do is you get a big bowl and you get 2 cups of Formula L. Well, I'm going to eyeball it, y'all. Well, there's a cup. There's another cup. There's the rest of it. So you have about that much of the Formula L, and if you look in it, you'll see it has the flakes, and that is either lard or shortening. Formula L will, Southern Biscuit will not really say what it is. So, but I need a little bit more because I'm going to open up my new one. So I'll just do a little bit more. There we go. And usually you do 2 1/4 cups, but I'll do that later. I'm sorry. So I have it in here, and then you usually make a well in the middle. See, that's a pretty little well. Not a well as in the ocean, but a well as in water well. And I always shake up my buttermilk because it's clunky. And you pour your buttermilk into the well. And then you go, I may need some more, but let's stir it first. And of course I didn't get a spoon, so I'm getting a spoon. So you start you start stirring it. Now my granny and my daddy had a bowl that they kept flour in. I'm gonna need some more buttermilk. And they would just pour it and fill, and never used a spoon. But I am not that great because I have just learned how to make these biscuits in the last 5 years. So I still need more buttermilk. And I can't stand the smell of buttermilk, but it does make the biscuit good. Okay, that looks about, well, I might need some more. Sorry, y'all. It's just kind of a feel and see, and you'll know the texture. When Tom and I first got married, I couldn't cook worth a toot, poor Tom. And he was in school working, coaching wrestling, coaching baseball, or going to class at night. And I was still selling real estate. And Tom wasn't home most nights, so I would go to Mom and Daddy's to eat just about every night. And the nights me and Tom were home and I was supposed to cook, I didn't do that well. And he's eaten a lot of bad things. But the funniest story is I tried to make homemade biscuits. So you get flour and you put it on I have this wonderful butcher paper that hangs on a roll over there that I got as a present from my favorite sister and brother-in-law. I'm just joking. From Scott, Christy, and Steve. I love all my brother and sister-in-laws. But I use this to put my stuff on because it doesn't make a big mess. Now you get your dough, and I still think I might need a little bit more flour because I think I buttermilked it too much. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in. And I'm sorry, y'all. I really don't really have a recipe. Still need a little more. Yeah, that's getting it, but just a little more. I may have put too much buttermilk in, which is what I obviously did. Oh, it's looking right. So you put a little flour on your hands, which is what I usually forget to do. And I don't take my rings off because it makes Tom mad, and I love to make him mad. And you get your little biscuit cutter, and this was Tom's great-grandmother's biscuit cutter. And it has another thing in here so I can make donuts. And I love using this because I know that she had a joy making biscuits for her family. So let me get back to my biscuit story. So Tom and I were newlyweds, and we had our first little house up in Cumming, Georgia. And it was a little house that had the biggest yard in the world. And I cooked breakfast, and we tried to eat those poor biscuits. And I think I invented a new recipe for cement. So for some reason, I thought the birds would eat it. So I chunked them out the back window and went about my housework, and Tom went to cut grass. Well, I'm in the bedroom cleaning our bedroom, and something flew and busted out our master bedroom window. I was so mad at Tom because I thought he had hit a rock, and he went to see what it was, and it was my dag blame biscuit. It was so hard that it popped. He popped it with the windshield. He popped it with a lawnmower, and it went through our bedroom window. So I think I invented a new thing for recipe for cement. So this is what you do. It says not to knead it much, but I think the more you knead it, it works melts the formula lard into it and makes it a better biscuit. So I'm sure my family's going to disagree with me, but I think that works. And you pat it out as thick as you want your biscuits. There you go. See, isn't that pretty? Then you make sure this is well, that's a little too much. And then you just, Tom, can you get the pan for me? Put it right here. Just put it right here. Then I use an iron skillet just because I think it's cool. And it does make the bottom of the biscuit better. So see, isn't that a pretty biscuit? So you plop it in there. And you plop it in there. And I like them to touch. Most people don't, because I think when they touch, they rise higher. And then you just keep doing it. And if you get a little too much flour on it, you just pop it off. And you pat that down. And I have some of the weirdest looking biscuits, but we'll eat them. Now I'm going to put some sausage on the stove. And maybe some maybe some bacon, because Wes does not like sausage. And look, that's an ugly one, but we'll eat it. And then we're going to have some biscuits. Then what you do is you get the rest of it, and I think I can make one more biscuit. And it'll plop right there, and the rest you just throw it away. So here you go. Now some people put buttermilk on top of it before they bake it. That's not good to me. I wait until it's baked a little bit, and then I put a little buttermilk or a little butter on top. So the oven is already preheated to 450. I will pick it up and I'll put it in the middle shelf. And while it's cooking, I'll make us some sausage. Now we're going to pause here, and we'll be back in a minute with a finished product. Thanks. Hey y'all, it's Shannon. Now I'm going to show you what I do to the biscuits. So look how pretty they are. Now I'm going to put some butter on top of them and put them back in. And I know this sounds gross, but my hands are clean. I just do this. You know, I keep it real here in the Washburn kitchen, and my family doesn't care. And you just put butter on top of it, and you don't use margarine. Ugh, you use butter. Margarine is poison. Butter is good for you. I'm sorry. I said it, but I believe it. If you see over here, I've got some meats frying. I've got bacon for Wes, because he doesn't eat sausage. And, so you just put butter on top of it, and it'll go down on the cricks and crannies, and then you put it back in the oven for a few minutes, and in a few minutes you'll have some of the best homemade biscuits you've ever seen. Hey y'all, it's Shannon. Again, I'm going to show you the finished product. I got them a little too brown because I got on a real estate call, but here are my biscuits, and if you look at the bottom, isn't that just beautiful? So here we go. Ouch, they're hotter than you know what too. So here are my biscuits. The boys are going to have some sausage and bacon to stuff in them, and I made some apple butter last night. And I think the boys are going to miss this when they head back to the university in August. I wanted to thank y'all. I want to remind y'all to please follow me on Twitter. Not Twitter. It's called Twitter. I said Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to YouTube. Thank y'all and have a good day. Bye.